Good morning, students of class 6. Today we are going to start our lesson, chapter 12, Rural Local Self-Government. We had already done this chapter through online classes which was going on in our school. In that we have already completed the lesson, Rural Local Self-Government. But then also I am doing a quick revision work video class over this lesson so that you can understand the lesson more properly. We have already completed the first chapter, the Mesopotamian civilization. All the question answers also done. You have done in your copy. You have copied the thing. Then also in the website I had given the material. In the study material section, the question answers, fill in the blanks, all the things have been uploaded there. So we have already done that thing in the offline, the first chapter, Mesopotamian civilization. So we are now going to do chapter 12, that is rural local self-government. We had already completed, but we are doing the revision work of the lesson today. So we first look at the topic, that is our government system. Now our government, ever since we have started the geography lessons, it's an example given that Nita loved to find out the names of the villages in the atlas, the different cities, towns, these all names she has been seeing. Now from where these all things are coming, how the things are planned, these are questions to started to come in Nita's mind. Just like you all also started to question that how the towns and cities are framed, under what administration they are formed. So we all will come to understand from this lesson. As we know, India is a vast country, and with a large population of over 1.35 billion, the Prime Minister seated at Delhi cannot attend the whole of the nation. The whole of the nation, that is the big nation there is. India is a big nation. India. Okay. The whole India's administration cannot be looked after by a single central government, that is union government. That means union government has given certain branches. It had to look after the different departments through state governments. Then is the state government. The state government and the local self-government. Then is the local self-government. Local self-government. Okay. You can hear me also what I am speaking, that only I am writing on the board. If you are not able to see the board, I am speaking the same thing. So India is a vast nation. Now this nation is controlled by the central government. Now central government controlling such a big nation is not possible to look after the every nooks and corners of the nation. That is why it is divided into state governments and then the local self-government, so that to look after the needs, wants and welfare of the common people. So first of the government system comes the central government. The union or the central government of India is based in the capital of India. Our main capital of India, that is the New Delhi. You have already underlined it, now also you can underline. It deals with the matters of national importance like defense, national finance, foreign exchange, railways and postal services. Underline the functionary areas of the central government. Short and brief, not too much details you will have to study. What are the function areas? It deals with the work of the matter of defense. It looks after defense. It looks after national finance, foreign exchange and railways and postal services. Next you are having in your textbook is state government. Now state government have certain areas which it looks after. India is a vast country divided into number of states. Now those number of states are looked after by whom? Those number of states are looked after by the own government, that is the state governments, and based on its state capital. The state governments are responsible for maintaining law and order, local transport, health services, etc. in the state. So what are its function areas? It is looking after and maintaining law and order in that particular state. The local transport, health services and other hospitals, medicinal facilities, those all are provided by the state governments. So they also carry out community development programs also. Now comes the local self-government. I hope so you have underlined the function areas. Now comes the local self-government. Local self-government lies at the bottom of the administrative pyramid and functions at the grassroots level. When a very minimum small level it functions. So the people of the locality elect their own self-government, their own representative from their area. This body deals with the local problems and looks after the basic needs, the needs and requirements of that particular area from the local people. Now, local self-government bodies are of two kinds. There are 2 points are there. Now, 2 kinds of the local self-government bodies. Those are rural and urban areas. What happens in the rural areas? It is referred to villages. Jilla Parishads, Block Samiti, Panchayats are rural local self-governing bodies. These are the bodies under which the rural local self-governments is referred to as. Now, under these the bodies are working under rural local self-government. These are the bodies. What are the bodies? Jilla Parishad, Block Samiti, Panchayat are running under the rural local self-government areas. Next is urban. The urban refers to towns and cities. Municipal corporations, municipalities and cantonment boards are urban local self-governing bodies. Okay. So now that we are studying rural local self-government in detail, nicely you have to study. Okay. Look after each and every corners of this lesson. Don't leave any part of this lesson and read the lesson from inside also. Reading should also be done. Not only the exercises should be done, reading part from inside should also be done for a thorough practice. That is why I always stress from reading the line by line explanations from the lesson. If any doubts and queries are there, students, you can ask me in the live class also. Okay. So see the video, follow the video, study material you follow which I will upload, and then you look after the ask the doubts in the live class. Now comes the Panchayati Raj system. The local self-government at the rural level functions under the Panchayati Raj system. The Panchayati Raj is a 3-tiered system. It is functioning under the 3 levels. First level is the Panchayat, which works under the village level. Then is the block level. How is a block formed? There are various villages, small villages. Suppose there are various villages, small villages. These villages are grouped under one block, and thus forms a samiti. That is known as the block samiti. And here the government functions under the block level. So there are various small villages who are blocked under one block, and that block works under the block samiti at block level. Then comes the Jilla Parishad district level, where all the blocks are there. These type of blocks they take. Huge number of blocks are there, a certain number of blocks. Under that the Jilla Parishad. Under the Jilla Parishad, those blocks are coming. The Jilla Parishad is working over those blocks. So understand these all things. These are the 3 divisions. Okay. So India, the system of Panchayat is very old. The word Panchayat means a group of 5 people. Since the ancient time, that is the old times, it had been a custom for villages to elect a group of 5 elders. They would deal with the local problems and solve different disputes among the villagers. There were different disputes which were solved by the villagers. Their decisions was binding upon one and all. So this system functioned well till the Mughal period. Then under the British rule, the system was less effective because the British sent their own officials to look after the rural problems. However, the British officers could not understand or relate the local problems. After independence, the Panchayati Raj system came up. In that, this was done to involve the people of the villages in management of their own affairs. The Panchayati system in the villages usually has 3 parts: the Gram Sabha, the Gram Panchayat and the Nyay Panchayat. Now what is Gram Sabha? Sabha means assembly, a group of villages. So villages with a population of 500 or more have a Gram Sabha or a village assembly. Now that village assembly, all the adult members of the village are the members of the Gram Sabha. Underline it. Important line. All the adult members of the village are the members of the Gram Sabha. The Gram Sabha holds the meetings at least twice a year, 2 times a year. It discusses important matters and problems of the village. The Gram Sabha usually elects the people who form the Gram Panchayat. Now, Gram Panchayat, the village of Gram Sabha elects a number of senior members. The village or the Gram Sabha elects a number of senior members who form the Gram Panchayat. There are certain seats which are reserved for the people from scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. 1/3 of the seats are also reserved for women. Nyay Panchayat. Some villages have a Nyay Panchayat. The Gram Panchayat usually elects the members of the Nyay Panchayat. Its functions is to settle dispute. Underline it. What is the function of Nyay Panchayat? All of you keep your pencils in hand. What madam is telling you have to underline. It is very important. And all of you have to watch my video class related to chapter 12, which is very, very important. Okay? Because it is coming in your pre-half yearly portion. Chapter 1 Mesopotamian we have already done in our school. We have completed copy corrections. Everything is done. Everything we had done. And now chapter 12, which was rural local self-government, we had already done in the school only. Reading part and all explanation had done. But again I am sending you this video class so that you can understand it carefully. So there are some villages which have a Nyay Panchayat. The Gram Panchayat usually elects the members of the Nyay Panchayat. Its function is to settle disputes among village people, and it provides cheap and speedy way to resolve the disputes. When it resolves the disputes, it clears the disputes, and it also makes the solution of the problems. But at the village level only, there are certain features of the Panchayat. The village Panchayat is headed by the village Pradhan or Sarpanch. He or she is directly elected by the Gram Sabha. Now, a vice Sarpanch or a Pradhan is also elected there. Vice Sarpanch, underline it. Who is the vice Sarpanch? The vice Sarpanch takes over the responsibilities of the Sarpanch. Underline it. In his or her absence. Okay. Now, what are the functions of the Sarpanch? The Sarpanch announces and organizes meetings of the Panchayat. It announces and organizes meetings of Panchayat. He or she, both of them, what are they doing? They are actually signing the important documents, and they are coordinating different activities of the Panchayat. Next, Panchayats are also elected for 3 to 5 years terms. Important term period is there. So you all underline it, very important. Underline 3 to 5 years terms. The Panchayat is elected for 3 to 5 years terms. Underline it. Because short fill in the blanks, true, false, anything can come from inside the lesson. Be prepared with that. Okay. So next we are doing the function of the Panchayat. What is the function of Panchayat? The topic we are doing now is the function of Panchayat. Function of Panchayat we will study now in detail. What are the function area of the Panchayat? The function area of Panchayat. So village Panchayat is the main and basic unit of the Panchayati Raj system. Basic. At the small level it is starting. The village level, then the block level, then Jila Parishad level. Okay. So village is the basic level. Now in that basic level its functions are very limited to the village. Its main functions are both compulsory and optional function. Both compulsory is also there and optional is also there. It constructs and repairs roads, bridges, drain, tanks and wells. It provides health facilities by setting up dispensaries and health centers. It supplies clean drinking water. It keeps the streets and the roads very clean. Very clean its function is. It also checks the spread of diseases. If suppose any area is attacked with certain epidemic or any disease, so that particular sudden emergency medicinal facilities are provided by these departments of the government under the compulsory function. It constructs buildings and maintains the cremation grounds under the panchayats. The compulsory functions, which is very important functions of it. So it provides primary education also. The basics education which are provided by them. It records birth and death, recording the certificate which is record made, and helps the farmers to develop and improve farms, cattle, provides them medicines to the farms and cattle, providing special fertilizer to the agricultural land. These all type of village help. Village help is provided to by the under the compulsory function of the panchayat. That is your village panchayat, and it looks after the welfare of the weaker sections of society also. Okay. Next comes the optional functions. So which they are doing it, but it is a slow procedure, you can tell. It builds playgrounds and rest houses, installs television and radio sets in community centers, organizes educational programs. In certain village areas you have seen people gather in the sabha, they watch TV, news and all. Any cricket is there, match is there, so they all gather together and see the match and all. So those all are provided under the benefits of the optional functions. It organizes cattle fairs also and village market. Cattle fairs are what? Where different varieties of cattle are put in for fairs. People come and buy there, look at them, they look at the cattle, they feel like buying it. If it is worthy for buying, they can buy it comfortably, then they are also buying from those fairs. So there are different functions of the Nyaya Panchayat. What are those functions? Nyaya Panchayat tries petty civil and criminal cases. Petty means small cases, small level. At the big level, central jails are there, central level judgments are there, High Court, Supreme Court, those are there. At central level all they are working. But and High Court in the state level it is working. But for the village there is small level, they are deciding all the functions and all. Those are Nyaya Panchayat, which tries petty civil and criminal cases. The rival groups themselves explain their cases to the members of the panchayat. They try to settle the disputes among themselves. It can only impose small fines also. Only small fines are put on them. It cannot send people to jail. And it cannot send the people to jail. The main purpose is to provide justice cheaply and quickly. Main purpose, underline it. Its purpose, its function mainly is to provide justice cheaply and quickly. So if any side is not satisfied with the decision, now comes this matter of Nyaya Panchayat, then they can appeal to the district court or the high court. Now what is the importance of this Gram Panchayat? We are entering into the importance area. Village Panchayat function we studied, Nyaya Panchayat which is working under this, inside the village it is working for village development, for village justice providing. Nyaya Panchayat is working under that. Now what is the importance of it? We are going to brief up all the functions and importance. The Gram Panchayat assists the villagers in dealing with day-to-day problems, daily welfare problems, whatever they are having. It performs administrative, social, economic and judicial functions. Underline it. It ensures the participation of villagers in developing their community. Hence, people learn to cooperate and participate in the governance of the country at the grassroots level. The Gram Panchayat train young people to become good leaders, and it makes villagers more responsible and self-sufficient. The mutual help and cooperation can best solve the problems here, and the village panchayats also encourage this. So similarly, it forms the basis of the Panchayati Raj system. On this basis, the Panchayati Raj system is governing. The panchayat is getting balanced. It is working properly. So in this way, people are getting benefits from our local level government system. Now comes the block samiti. Under the block samiti, what you are understanding, that village panchayat which cannot solve all the problems of the village. It cannot solve all the problems. There are certain problems which are very difficult to be solved by the village panchayats to handle. So what happens in such cases? They need to work in cooperation with each other. So in this way they are working in cooperation with each other, with other villages, For this, what they are doing, it is not possible for every village to have a large hospital. It is not possible for every village to have a large hospital or a high school. So several villages are grouped together to form a block. So several villages are grouped here to form a block. Underline it. Underline it. Underline that the several villages are grouped together to form a block. And village panchayats are grouped to form a block samiti or the panchayat samiti. Underline it. Underline. There are several villages which are grouped together to form a block, and village panchayats are grouped to form a block samiti or panchayat.